So turns out I must have deleted some of the old turns. I wasn't actually originally planning on casting this. So yeah, we're not going to see. This is turn 18. So I guess we must have held or pushed him back. So yeah, I'm sorry, we lost 2 turns. Somebody was already eliminated. So yeah, again, this is just I'm not the only one. I mean, pretty much everybody's locked. At least so far as I can tell, is locked into an early war. And somebody already went down. So yeah, I mean, that can happen. It's turn 18 now. So yeah, it's not crazy. Even on like a regular map, that can happen if you get like a dedicated attack and things don't go well for you. So yeah, our first elimination. Finally got some more research done in construction. So I must have switched again. Yeah, no, we managed to finish Evocation 2. So yeah, so we got the lightning bolt finally. And then I guess decided to go for construction up to 3. Which actually makes sense, especially now that we got that Earth 3 mage. So I mean, hey, quills, sure, great. But Legions of Steel is a pretty good buff. So it's just going to give a significant, I think for the Steel Maidens, they have like 2 pieces of armor. So it's 6 armor for them. But anyway, it boosts protection up for soldiers over a pretty wide area. So it's a good buff. So if we can get that up, that'll help our survivability. And then we're going to be going for Conjuration, which is pretty useful to let us summon. Conjuration 3 is definitely a milestone. It lets you summon the lesser elementals of all the different types. And even like a level 1 mage can summon them, which is good because we have a bunch of those running around. It does cost gems, but the elemental summons, they're just battle summons, so they don't stick around. They're just for 1 battle. So you use up a lot of gems that way, but they're probably some of the best summons, really, compared to like a lot of the other summons that you can bring in that do stick around. And it'll also give us a few other useful spells, like Phoenix Power is just a way to like boost your fire magic up during battle. And I think there's a couple other, Summon Earth Power is a big one for us. Same kind of thing, boosts your Earth magic up during the battle. Also gives you Reinvigoration, which is really important for casters. Helps reduce fatigue, and all spells cost fatigue. So like 20 fatigue here just to summon Earth Power, but hey, more Reinvigoration and greater Earth magic, which actually helps with fatigue, because that's 20 for like at path. So if you have an Earth 2 mage, it's going to be 20 fatigue, but if you have an Earth 3 mage, it's less. I forget the exact reduction, but it's pretty significant. It might be like up to 50%, like right off the bat, even just for 1 path over. So getting that Earth bonus, even though like, okay, it costs 20 fatigue, it's gonna, in the long run, it's gonna help you a lot for longer battles. So really important. So yeah, most of the other stuff probably don't care about so much. But yeah, so we're gonna try to get construction and then conjuration for the elementals, and then more construction, I guess, maybe. I mean, this is super long term. Finally getting some research now, which is cool. Did we get the god back? We did. Okay, so finally got the god back. So I don't know, did it pay off? Maybe. Definitely hurt our research, because you can see like when we left it was 11, and now it's up to 83, so it's a huge jump. Not that 83 is a lot of research, but it's a heck of a lot more than 11. So we had a battle, which, no shocker, so it looks like we won. Sorry, spoiled that. But yeah, so I mean, this is a critical province. That's probably not going to be the last battle that's going to be here. And it looks like, he, for whatever reason, was not defending it. It's just a little bit of province defense. So So yeah, and he's pushed us off with these other ones. We even lost sight like on his capital. Push the scouts down a little bit, maybe trying to see like, so this is Vanheim's capital. It's good to know like, you know, where capitals are located. Like here's Machaca's capital, so that's good. It looks like he's really close to what is this, like Helheim, I think. Anyway, so yeah, so you know, definitely it's not a disaster scenario that, you know, I was possibly talking about where we lose this province. Not sure what happened here. There's a battle. Anyway, there's crossed swords, so there's a battle there. Yeah, it just looks some barbarians, you know, because yep, barbarians, they love to attack, especially if you have misfortune. But we won. So yeah, I think that was the governor who was you know, preparing for war. So thank you, governor. You saved us from the barbarians, and we appreciate that. So yeah, covered the research. Looks like starting to push back a little bit. You know, it's not doomsday scenario. Nobody else has attacked us. So you know, that's critical. Still haven't cleared the cap circle. You know, things are not going great, like losing that big battle. You know, yeah, that hurts. That puts you behind. But as far as I can tell, like people are still kind of locked in struggle. That's you know, so it looks like Tianqi, if they did have an army hiding out in their capital, it's either still hiding out or it failed to really do much of anything, because this is, I mean, maybe the scouting report's a little bit wrong, but it doesn't really look like this army with all these boar warriors, it's doing just fine. And then this red here over this fortification of scouting this province, so we can see kind of what's going on, indicates that the fort has been breached. So yeah, he's going to be able to assault. Because for sieges, the deal is, let's see, where is it? All forts have like a wall integrity. And so the attackers, let's see, you take, yeah, so it's the siege strength, the attacker's siege strength versus the defender's siege defense. Generally speaking, siege defense is just lower than siege strength. I'm assuming just to help prevent like stalemates. So it's basically harder to hold up walls than it is to break them down, generally speaking. But yeah, so if you bring in, if you have more siege strength on the attacker's side, then you start to deal damage to the wall integrity. And so you can see, like, for instance, this has, yeah, total siege strength of 125. So, like, even if the enemy fort was, like, empty, right, like that 250, it would take us, like, 3 turns to break that down. 3 turns to get through all this wall integrity. And then, of course, if there's defenders in it, repairing it, it's going to take even longer. So, yeah, bringing enough units to break open forts, like, in a timely manner is a big deal. Because otherwise, you know, you just end up sitting on the fort for a long time, and, you know, other people are doing things. Maybe you'll get attacked. You can't recruit units while you're under siege, but mages can cast spells, including summoning units. So especially for like a capital like this, there's a good chance that every turn the mages are summoning more and more and more, you know, magic troops of some kind, which, you know, that sucks. Like, sieges are rough, or assaults are rough anyway. So, you know, the less that you have to fight inside, the better. But anyway, he's brought enough. These boar warriors have done the trick, so they'll probably be assaulting next turn. We don't even have sight on the capital, so we got a ways to go before we can, you know, hope about assaulting or anything like that. But not a doomsday scenario. And we actually have some research, and our god is back. Brought up this mage to join this army, so, you know, looking better. So yeah, that was turn 18. Alright, we actually got a message from the underwater ghosts, Theridos. We're doing some trading with them for different gems. I think we sent them nature or death, I don't remember. Did some site searching, didn't find anything. A lot of other people are playing or are fighting. Stop playing its finals week. That's somebody's god. So yep. And it looks like they were eliminated. So that's probably good for their scholastic career. So silver lining. But anyway, yeah, we just spoiled this. But let's take a look. So yeah, Boar Warriors, pretty much just Boar Warriors. So yeah, this is an assault. It's pretty much always plays out the same. There's a breach in the walls, in the center of the walls. Everybody gets like some kind of defender on the walls, usually archers of some kind, though not always. Depends on the faction. Sometimes like javelin throwers or stone throwers or whatever. Yeah, wow, he has nothing. It's just this lone noble, this poor guy. So yep, no shocker that Verni won that. A couple of other battles, we haven't seen these factions yet. So again, this is good news. This is Abyssia, and we did see some of their provinces kind of close. They're not bordering us yet, but yeah, anytime you see people engaged with somebody that's not you, I don't know, it warms my heart anyway. So yeah, Abyssia, they're the fire guys. As you can see, it should be pretty obvious. They have a lot of fire magic, and they brought some fire gems, and they have firepower and fire shield and heat and fire resistance, so fire. And they're fighting basically the Romans, Ermor, and yeah, these guys are basically just legionnaires, and yeah, I don't know, I don't think that's they don't have any fire or any kind of fire resistance or really any magic at all. It looks like they also have these are just some province defense. It looks like they're in a cave right now, I think. Yeah, so they're fighting in the dark, which sucks for the legionnaires because they can't see anything. Don't know about these guys. Yeah, they have dark vision, so that they get a little bit of penalty because of darkness, but not nearly as much. So yeah, that's really bad news for the Romans. We'll see. These guys are sacreds, I believe. So we'll see if we get a blessing. Yep, we did. Alright, so he's got Undying 2, so it kind of gives him some extra temporary hit points. Blood Bond, which we'll talk about in a second. Awe, discussed before, but yeah, low morale guys might not attack him. And Undead Leadership, which won't really matter for these guys, but just his sacred commanders can command more undead, which definitely matters for the strategic map. But yeah, Blood Bond is pretty good, pretty expensive. Yeah, so there you go. So basically it just spreads the damage out across all the different units. Yeah, and these guys are berserkers too. And I'm pretty sure the damage that's being spread out will trigger, because berserk gets triggered from taking damage. So it's a good way to get his guys to berserk really quickly. A lot of times Blood Bond also gets taken with like regeneration, because it's like then the damage gets spread around to a bunch of different people, and then they all regenerate it back up, so it just makes them way harder to kill. Looks like he did not go with regeneration. 23 health is like not a ton, and regeneration is not cheap. So yeah, I guess I just decided it wasn't worth it. But yeah, these guys are pretty nasty. They have 2 attacks, so again, anytime you have 2 attacks, that's good. Size 3, so you can't pack them in quite as much, but especially because they're bad formation fighters, so they're even looser. They can pack even less tightly, but it doesn't really matter. This is Ermor's Sacreds. They're actually pretty good, ish. Not so much in caves. So yeah, this really sucks for Ermor to be fighting here in this cave. I'm not sure why they took this fight. Maybe they didn't mean to. Sometimes you just get caught out. So his bless, he's got magic weapons, right? So that would matter if he was fighting against the people we're fighting against, with their etherealness. But I don't think it's really going to matter against these guys. And he's got some precision, and since these guys are not ranged, the cavalry does not care, so it doesn't help him at all. It does help for his mages some, but yes, not going to help here. So I think these guys are screwed. See the heat aura. Okay, yeah. I don't even know I don't think they're going to last long enough. The heat aura can also deal fatigue damage and put them to sleep, but it doesn't even matter because they're just getting killed left, right, and center. These are the Hermor's best troops here. These gladiators are pretty good generally. Again, cave, so all those kind of I mean, I think they'd be able to see these guys, with their fire shields and their fire everything. But hey, this is Dominions. This is a really dark cave, so they can't see anything. The gladiators do manage to land some nets, which is part of what makes them cool. No more defense for anybody that's been netted. They can get out with strength. And these guys are really strong, so they're going to get out. But still, the nets help. The gladiators deal quite a bit of damage. I think the Trident is armor piercing as well. So yeah, normally gladiators pretty good, pretty cool. They do have some drawbacks because if they take damage or deal damage in a battle, then they're cool, my service is done, and they're gone. It's basically as if they die. So they're sort of emergency, use troops because they don't stick around. So it's yeah, they're really good, but use them and then they're gone. But in this case, they're in a cave and they got erased by these super scary Abyssian Sacreds anyway. And yeah, still some Legionnaires who are lagging behind, probably just didn't want to die. Yeah, the Centurions they're out of here. So yeah, this battle is over. So that does not look good for Hermor. But yeah, won't matter too much for us. And then it looks like this is Baratos fighting Macone, those Spartan giants who do border us. So this is really good news to see that these guys are fighting each other. They're fighting in Femoria, which is actually the capital of a third nation. So it looks like basically Baratos and Macone are fighting over the spoils of Femoria, and it looks like Femoria is in trouble because he's got two enemies fighting each other on his capital, which is good. I mean, it's good that they fought each other, but it's bad that there's two enemy armies in range and marching on your capital. That's bad news. But it does look like he sallies out and fights, so let's take a look. This is Spartan giants fighting the Fomorians, who we have not, or no, sorry, they're fighting Baratos, and this is basically Carthage. So yeah, you can have the Rome Carthage grudge match in Dominions if you really want. These are the Sacreds. They're decent. They're just infantry with decent stats, decent hit points. They're size 3. So a little tougher to pack them in. Short swords, not great. They have a lot of strength though, so yeah. I got some slingers and some archers who whatever, they're there. They'll throw some stuff. Not gonna matter. Here's the glorious Spartan hoplites. Yeah, they're really nasty. They are giants, but they have a formation fighter. So they can pack in more tightly than normal into a square. So yeah, see so that's 8 size points, which is cheating, but they're hoplites, so they get to cheat like that. And then he's got a bunch of these Helit Peltasts, and I mean they're okay, they're really cheap. So that's really the main thing they have going for them, and they can throw javelins, and honestly they're not even that bad. This guy's got some experience, just bumping up his stats a little bit, but he's got some defense. Their prot is awful, so they die a lot, but he's probably more interested in some siege strength from these guys, which is why they're in the back, right? Because he's attacking a capital, so he needs to break down those walls. And so these guys are in the back, and they hopefully won't die, right? Whereas, like, you know, the Gigantes are out in front, and like they're going to do the fighting and the killing, and they're good at that. And so yeah, and then these guys will still like throw some javelins probably at some point. He's brought some mages. Not sure what they're casting. Yeah, I don't know. Not sure what these mages are doing. Got some blessing going down on his side. Let's see here. Plus attack skill. You know, that's good. Makes him more likely to land hits. Never hurts. Plus defense skill. That's good. This is quite a bit too. +4 and +4. You know, so yeah, these guys are just, you know, better in combat now. Like, yeah, wow, that's actually really good. Like attack skill 17, defense skill 20. They're actually like better fighters than these hoplites now. You know, who are pretty good. They pride themselves on being kick-ass, but these guys are better when they're blessed, at least as far as like attack and defense. And then he's also got magic weapons. So yeah, very common, very useful, and not too expensive. So you see it quite a bit. But yeah, again, not really going to matter because these guys don't really have anything that you need magic weapons for. But these guys also have magic weapons. Everybody's got magic weapons. I don't have magic weapons, but all these guys do. You know, hey, we're home. You know, we deal with it. All right, Crom doesn't care. So yeah, I really actually don't know who the heck's gonna win this. The Gigantes are outnumbered. Okay, yeah, we got some lame spells coming in. It's probably not very high research. He's casting like, I don't know, like fire darts or something, and like, you know, just some really low spells. So it's probably not going to do anything. These guys' protection isn't great, but you know, 14 is decent. So yeah. See, here's the javelins coming in. Some of the archers are targeting the peltasts. That definitely will hurt because he's going to lose, you know, with that low protection. Like if those arrows and slings actually get back, yeah, against those guys, yeah, you see they're going down. Definitely losing some Gigantes. This is not looking good for Macone. I think he's just got too many of these sacreds, and they're pretty solid. They're going to erase these poor peltasts who've now actually managed to get up. It was probably not part of the plan to have the, you know, you don't want to be down to the peltasts. You want the hoplites to win. But yeah, some of the hoplites are running away, so that's not a good look. Yeah, I would say Macone is screwed. Yeah, and there they go. So yeah, that's a really convincing win for Baratos. That really hurts. I mean, he lost all of his hoplites, and they're pretty expensive. I mean, 40 is not that much when you compare it to like mages, but these are not mages. These are just troops. So like each one of those is 40 gold. You know, you like compare that to like the peltasts, 8 gold. You know, I mean, these guys are particularly cheap because they're slaves. But still, you know, you look at like, just like here's some random Baratos heavy spearmen, only 12 gold. Even their sacreds are probably, okay, 35 gold. So actually, you know, about the same cost. Still a little cheaper than the hoplites. And he lost almost all of them. So that hurts a lot. Now, he lost 11 of his sacreds, Baratos, but still, like, you know, just, you know, 13 losses to 67. He lost a bunch of peltasts. He might have lost some guys in the retreat. It's a big win for Baratos for sure, which is honestly good news for me. Even though I have a non-aggression pact with Macone, you know, I mean, you never want your neighbors to be doing too well in Dominions generally. So, you know, I kind of like to see this. You know, I don't want him to get rolled over because I don't want to have to deal with this. But, you know, a loss like this, it's like, okay, you know, that's cool. It's not on Macone's capital, right? Macone is going for somebody else's capital. So he's on the offensive. So, yeah, this hurts, but he's probably in decent shape still. But that hurt, no doubt. And then Femoria came out to try to kick off, you know, whoever won. And good timing. Because obviously, you know, Baratos, oh, okay. So I think he was just, yeah, it's just some random Shambler chief. Sometimes people will move off, you know, a fort. right? Like, you don't know if they're going to stick around in siege. And if they move their main army off, usually people leave, like, you know, one guy behind or something who will maintain the siege if you don't try to sally out and kick them off. So this is probably just like in case Baratos decided to move off, but he didn't. So this Shambler Chief is probably screwed. He might retreat. Are you gonna retreat? I don't know how to say his name. Otherwise I would... Oh no, he's going in. So yeah, that, you know, that ends poorly for him. So yeah, Femoria just sort of poking his head out a little bit, but yeah, hopefully he's got an army in there. Otherwise he's in deep trouble. I mean, he's in deep trouble anyway. That's his capital. So yep. We got attacked instead of by barbarians, an Ivy King. So, you know, that's great. He did us a favor by killing some of my archers, so the archers can't later kill some more of my guys. So thank you, Ivy King. But he also took our province, which sucks. Where was that? Oh yeah, down here. Yeah, this province wasn't very good anyway, I don't think. So, you know, hey, cool. Whisper, you can hang out there. You hold that flank. You know, it's kind of like, this is a big enough force, and an Ivy King is a decent nature caster. So, like, you don't necessarily just want to, like, run into that. You know, you kind of want to think about it. So it actually can, like, kind of, it'll block my enemy as well, and I won't have to worry about him, like, you know, moving through. Not that this doesn't have a lot of connections, so it doesn't really matter so much. So yeah, mostly Whisper is just screwing me over. But hey, misfortune won. You know, can't complain. No battles for us. Not sure what the plan is here. I mean, definitely all archers is not great, so that's probably part of why we're not moving in. Thankfully, I think I've switched recruitment to Axe Warriors. Yeah, so I have given up on the archers wisely. Should have done that sooner. So yeah, Axe Warriors are good. They're kind of similar to the Steel Maidens, you know, with the 2 attacks. They got a throwing axe, so they can kill some of our own guys still, because, you know, we just, you know, gotta have that. But the throwing axe does deal more damage than the bows, and it can be pretty good. But yeah, it's pretty inaccurate, so definitely gonna see some friendly fire from that. You know, recruiting some more mages, finally researching now, not calling the god. Did some site searching, I think, with these guys. Okay, here you go. Building a palisade, finally. So we have some fort infrastructure going up, and yeah, this is a little ballsy. I mean, I want a fort here, definitely. Need a fort here, long term. In the future, maybe wouldn't have gone for this. You know, maybe would have gone for that safer spot earlier. But yeah, going for it. You know, got the province defense, got the god. You know, going to be bringing more troops in, probably going to be bringing more mages in. You know, I guess feeling confident enough. Getting a scout up here, so he doesn't really have anything here. Don't really know what's going on in the capital, though. So yeah, we'll see. That's turn 19. Alright, turn 20 of Ulm. More throne claiming by not us, so that's good for them. Bad for us, but he's probably far enough away it doesn't matter too much. Some more profits coming in. Some more factions we haven't seen fighting. There's a ton of people in this game. So where is this even? Yeah, this is like way out here. Just trying to figure out like what is going on, who's winning, who's losing, who's even alive. So yeah, this is Kalem and Uruk fighting. And like, or just I guess, in this age. There are a couple different ages. So, you know, is based on you know, the ancient city and that kind of mythology. No shocker there. And Kalem is just a bunch of bird people. But in this case, they just have a little bit of province defense. And so, yeah, this is not really a battle. But yeah, so I guess they're fighting each other. This is Ermor in here, the Roman guys that we saw earlier, and Abyssia. So I mean, like, this is just, there's all kinds of stuff going on in here. I don't even know I don't know what's going on here. Everybody's fighting everybody. So that's probably good. So that means these people, that's better for Macone, honestly, than us, because this is kind of far away. But still interesting to know about. So we moved out, and we took this province because we could see that there wasn't really anything in there. And yeah, we brought a lot of stuff. We brought, some axe warriors, still have a bunch of archers left over. Brought a couple casters, our god. So yeah, I guess feeling confident enough and seeing that there was nothing in there. Yeah. And then he also moved out to take back a province from Abyssia, which we saw with our scout, so that's cool. And Abyssia actually had some troops there, so let's take a look. This is also in a cave. And I don't think these guys have dark vision, so yeah, that, it hurts them a bit to fight in a cave. But he's got these pale ones. They do have dark vision, and I think they have perfect dark vision. Yeah. So yeah, but they just suck at fighting anyway. Period. And caves are out. So yeah, these guys are not going to do very well, but he does have some mages, and these are the elementals I was talking about. So these are the lesser fire elementals coming in, and they definitely could do some damage. They're coming from these pyromancers here that they get the magic gems to summon them, to bring them in, although these guys are now asleep. They might get one more round of fire elementals off. And he's got some sacreds back here. Yeah, these guys, his bodyguards, those same ones we saw clean up the Ermor, the Romans. But yeah, these guys are scary, and he's dropping body ethereal on them. I think these guys had magic weapons. They're not blessed. So if they do, doesn't matter. Fire elementals deal magic damage and magic fire, so they won't care about body ethereal. But these pale ones, they don't have magic weapons, and I mean, their attack is so crappy anyway. Like, these guys are just gonna, it's gonna be bad day to be a pale one. You see them disappear and get gnawed and stuff too. Just like, wow, how are you guys so good? But here come the fire elementals. They might do something. Now that said, right, part of his bless is he took some fire resistance. It looks like he also, I thought he had more fire resistance than that. Yeah, he's got 10. Why is this guy just 5? There are some spells that will boost your protection at the cost of being more fire susceptible. So I guess maybe that's what happened? Yeah, I'm not sure. But anyway, still, he's got some fire resistance, so that'll help. But you see this guy got set on fire. It's a bad day to be this guy. But, he's still got 9 hit points, so he might make it. We'll see. Yeah, there's just not enough fire elementals here. But they got a kill there. Yeah, they got another one, I think. So yeah, they're there they go. This is one of the Abyssia's commanders. They're okay. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to stand up to that. Looks like they didn't really get another round of fire elementals off. A lot of them just ran. This guy, ironically, he's a pyromancer. Right, so he's a fire mage, but doesn't actually have any fire resistance. And he's been chilling with like the actual, fire guys, right? Fire power, fire everything, fire shield, heat aura, right? And so yeah, he got set on fire and died. So yeah, kind of ironic. All these guys actually got pretty messed up because yeah, they might think they're cool and pyromancers, but they're just humans. Yeah, so don't stand next to these guys. Looks like these guys went berserk. So like even though everybody else is, calling it, berserkers don't rout. So they're going in. And they're actually pretty nasty. They're not blessed, so they're not going to do as well. Oh wait. I guess they didn't even berserk. So yeah, so they're just retreating. Oh, you know what? Probably the commander they were protecting got killed, so they reverted from being bodyguards to just regular troops. They went in, and then their morale broke, and they're like, nope. And they never berserked, never got triggered, so they're running. So yeah, that's a pretty convincing win from Kalisa. Yeah, I mean, Abyssia didn't have too much here. But, you know, a couple mages, one of his mages got away, so that's good for him. But yeah. Some random events. These are actually good for the most part. Some independents attacked Vanheim, which is cool, because they're not attacking us. We appreciate that. So yeah, what are we doing research-wise? Still trying to get to construction. You can see, like, yeah, still rough on the research. Things probably still trying to get some more mages out for site searching. Yeah, like here's a R3 Earth guy doing some site searching. Gonna be doing some site searching, which is not helping our research. Yeah, reinforced, just like one mage. We bringing up? Nope, no more mages. So yeah, research just not great. Not sure if we're, nope, not really summoning anything, so yeah. So we'll see. Ideally, we want to fight this army while it's loose, and not on the capital with the freaking monolith. So yeah, if we can get him in the cave, I mean, the cave is going to hurt both of us, so it kind of doesn't really matter. So yeah, maybe grab him in the cave, or yeah, that's pretty much it, because they can sneak back into their capital potentially, like through this cave, and we can't actually get to that cave, so they might retreat and we can't get them, but we might try to get them, because yeah, we want to fight them away from that monolith. We do not want to fight, we can't even take the monolith, let alone monolith plus army. So yep, that's turn 20.